Brother, if you actually take a look at your life with an open mind and an open heart and eyes that are receptive with no judgments, and you get really freaking honest with yourself and you audit your life, your energy, you know that there's some things that need to go. You need to cut them off. Yes, even them. Even that thing that you're still holding on to. And I'm not instructing you to do any specific thing. That thing you just thought of, that is the correct answer of what you're meant to remove from your life at this moment. And the reason this must happen is because you are not one of the NPCs. You are not meant to be a derper, a zombie in this reality who just simply blows like a tumbleweed across the savannah, going here and going there, wherever the wind or wherever the people in power would like you to go. You are a man of substance. You are a man that has been forged and is being forged by the flame of our Creator, the flame of God. And God and the divine would love to use you for something. It has a mission for your life, a purpose for why you are here in reality. And in order to actualize you for that purpose, before it can put in the energy into you that it needs to, you must first clean your vessel. You must first become clear so that when the energy of the divine tries to flow through you, there is zero distortion, because the energy of God, the energy of our Father, the energy of the universe and our Creator is so freaking powerful that it can only be trusted to those who are clear. Because if this power of God flows through you and there is distortion, it can hurt people. There is no room for ego. There is no room for strange thought patterns. You need to have a clear mind, the eyes to see and the ears to hear, because with this great power will also come a great responsibility on your part. So you do need to remove these things from your life. Now, the first step is obviously what we always talk about. It is getting away from the websites and being undisciplined with your energy, whether it's solo with yourself or if it's with these women who you are not connecting with and building anything with. This is not to shame your masculine expression of basically your reproductive drive. It's not to shame that. There's nothing wrong with it, but you need to respect it. This is your vitality. This is your life force. And when you start to retain your masculine energy, your semen, and this prana, this life force starts to build up inside you, you start to see clearly. It starts to, through the process of sitting through this pain, it burns away the part of you that is no longer you, that has no use in your life. This is the crucible that will forge you. This is the crucible of the divine. The reason semen retention or the path of celibacy in India is called brahmacharya is because their translation of the brahmacharis is those who are walking the path of God or those who are walking the path of the divine. Because for men, this is your first step. It is the first step. It is the number one thing I would tell any man who is serious about his spiritual growth and the expansion of his soul and the reclamation of his consciousness. Most men have lost their souls. They are no longer connected with their belly, with their depth, with their drive, with their edge, with their intensity. You can see it in their eyes, dude. You can really just see it right in their eyes. It's crazy. And that's not to say that I'm better than them or anything. Because listen, I'm not always disciplined. And sometimes I go back to the websites or I screw up and I call one of these girls and I release. And the next day I feel like one of these zombies that I'm talking about here. I'm just another one of the men around me. I am just Joe Schmo. And you do need to give yourself some grace. But that's not what this video is about. This is not the time to give yourself grace. This is the time for a honest and clear look in the fucking mirror. You know that thing right now. Think of it for yourself. What is it? What is one thing? This is actually amazing. I got this from Jordan Peterson, but I love when he said this. He said, what is one thing that you could do, that you would do, that if you did it, it would change everything? And if you're honest with yourself, if you're really honest, and you say, and you actually genuinely, here's the point, here's the crux of the whole statement. If you genuinely ask that question, with no hangups, you actually want to know the answer, your body, your belly, your intuition will give you an answer. And you know how it's going to be the right answer? Is because you won't fucking like it. Because it's that thing that you're still holding on to. It could be the cigarettes, it could be the vape, it could be the cannabis use, it could be your basically sex addiction, it could be the junk food, it could be the this, the that, the other. It has to go. You need to cut these people off. You need to cut these habits out. You need to clean up your lifestyle. You need to clean up your house. You need to delete that app. You need to become disciplined with your time. You need to audit how you are spending your energy. You need to audit how you are spending your energy. Because you don't have much of it. You're barely getting by as it is. Look at the average person, man. They've completely lost their depth. They've completely lost their energy. They're just frittering away their time. The little bit of time of energy, the time and energy that they have, and they're simply giving it away. There is demonic, energetic, parasitic forces that want your soul, life force, energy. And the way that you change the world is not by hoping for a savior to come and save you. It's not like, well, Jesus is coming back. No, Jesus said, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. I am the example, be like me. Don't wait for me to come back. You change the world. You will do bigger and better things than even I have done. Take some self-responsibility and start doing the work of God. Clean your vessel, get rid of this garbage, stop waiting for the world to change. Stop waiting for the world to change around you. Make your own fucking bed. How can you expect the world to change if your room's a fucking mess? It starts with the small things, and your mind and the ego doesn't like that, because if you externalize your power and you say, oh, well, these people, these politicians or this person in power or this company will change things. No. We don't need more legislation. We don't need more laws and rules and shit like that. What we need is men to create depth back in their bodies. We need men to reclaim their energy and their drive and their edge and their soul. We need that back, because this system has fought tooth and nail to take that depth away from you. It has fought tooth and nail for that. And they're doing a fucking good job, if we're being honest. They're doing an amazing job. Go into Walmart, dude. Go into Costco. Take a walk through the street. Dead people everywhere. People that have never truly lived, that have had their energy and their depth stolen away. You have a mission here, and that mission is to awaken Earth, is to help Earth ascend. But that doesn't mean you have to like go do some meditation, blah, blah, blah. No, it means reclaim your own sovereignty. Become like a man of your forefathers, a man with a fucking ball sack again. Because society has tried to shame your masculinity. It's tried to shame your drive, your energy, and your edge. America is falling, not because there's like bad politicians or something, not because like, ooh, the financial system. No. Truly at the foundation, why the West and specifically America has been on a downward spiral and trajectory for the last 50 years is because the men today are not like the men who started this country. America is just fertile soil that will grow whatever we plant. And the society is a reflection of the people and the families that are running it. And the people who founded this country, your forefathers, the signers of the Declaration of Independence, were simply men who didn't want to go out and riot and burn shit. We didn't need to go attack Britain. We just stood our ground and we said, no. No, I don't stand for that. Sorry. No, thank you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Seriously. Fuck you. They simply regained their self-sovereignty and said, no, this is my home. You will not do this to me. And that starts with you. It starts with the small things. That doesn't mean you need to go grab a musket and shoot it at the British or shoot it at the elites or whatever. It starts with making your fucking bed. It starts with just stopping watching websites. Like, it's not that complicated, bro. Who cares who the president is? You're still broke. You still have no energy. You still have a crap body. You still feel horrible inside your own body. And you have like 10 different addictions that are all just kind of piling on each other that you're not addressing. Stop blaming anybody but yourself. Demonic, dark, parasitic energy vampires are feeding off your energy. But here's a law of the universe that will blow your mind. These forces cannot steal your energy unless you give them consent. When you blow your energy into a fucking sock, nobody made you do that. It was all you. When you put crap food that destroys your brain and depletes your attention span into your body, that's you. That is you doing that. Nobody else is doing that. There's forces that are stealing your time, attention, and your energy. And how you reclaim sovereignty is simply to just realize that you had the power all along. The president only has power. A king only has power because people believe what he says. But the general populace, they actually hold the power. Remember the scene from Bug's Life? That was a bar of truth. The grasshopper was like, it's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. Because those ants outnumber us 1,000 to 1. And if they ever realize that, we're done. We are done. We outnumber them 1,000 to 1. Who is them? That's another video for another time. Who knows if I can even talk about that on YouTube, but if you use your fucking brain, you know, it's pretty fucking obvious. You don't need to do anything special. You just need to say, why are we still putting up with this? Why is this a thing? Why is this even still a thing, man? You're the one who called that bitch to go bust a load in her fucking face. You're the one who's still touching yourself to these horrible videos on the internet that only drain you. They don't build anything. They just destroy your brain, destroy your energy, deplete your life force. That's it. Junk food, vapes, cigarettes, weed, alcohol. And I say this as somebody who lives a pretty fun life. If I'm sober, my life's fun. And sometimes I still have a beer. Sometimes I still have a cigarette. I mean, funny enough, last night, I just finished my last cigarette that I had from a pack of like 20 cigarettes that I've been smoking for that past 4 days. So I'm not perfect. I'm not preaching from my ivory golden fucking tower here. I'm not perfect. I'm a man. And I slip up. And I'm sorry that I slip up all the time, guys. Like, I wish I could be a better example for you. And that's what I'm trying to do. But that doesn't start with like, oh, what's like the new strategy to quit? You just need to put a line in the sand and say, no, I am done. I am done. No more will I give my power and my energy and my time and my attention away to parasitic forces that simply suck my energy away from me. You need to cut them off. You need to cut them off. You need to cut that habit off. You need to stop doing that thing. You need to delete that app. You need to stop going to these places and hanging out with these fucked up people who are simply zombies because they're like crabs in a bucket and they will pull you down. You should have like 3 to 10 friends. And if you have like 10 or 15 friends, you need to make sure, you need to bet your ass that these are high quality, high consciousness, high energy people. And when I say high energy, I don't mean like they're always like high strung and like always ready to go to like run a marathon. What I mean is that they have a depth to their vibration. You can see the depth and the purity in their eyes. Because like attracts like, and those who you surround yourself with, you will become like them. Like osmosis. With the process of osmosis, you will absorb their energy and they will absorb yours. So you need to make sure that you are all bringing each other up and you guys are not dragging each other down. God wants to do crazy things with you, bro. But it starts small. He who can be trusted with a little can be trusted with much. And that can only happen. It can really only happen if you start with letting your balls fill, getting sober, sitting in that fire, and then just doing all the good habits that you can to make yourself not go crazy while your balls fill and you stay sober. If you can let your balls fill and do semen retention and stay sober, and in the meantime, go to the gym, eat healthy food, hang out with good people, do a little meditation, go on a walk. Sorry, my neighbors are slamming the door. If you can do that, and you can get over these addictions, you can really ascend to a plane of existence, to an experience of reality, to a vibration that you never thought was possible. God has such big plans for you, bro. You are the universe embodied in flesh. You are the son of God. You are a son of the universe, a child of our Creator. The universe wants to flow through you. And this energy that you will get when you walk the path of celibacy and semen retention is the first step. And I know semen retention is kind of like weird and taboo and stuff, but simply it's just about energy reclamation. You're spending a lot of energy, and you can only do big things if you reclaim it. Stop spending so much money at the casino so you have more money to spend on a gym membership and high quality food and your apartment. It's not rocket science. It's pretty fucking simple. But you can only be that pure, undistorted beacon for God and that vessel for the work of the divine if you stay pure. Pure from everything, pure from any distortion. But the biggest one for men is the busting nuts into socks all the time, to put it very frankly. You know you can do better, bro. You know that, right? Like, you simply have to just do it. I've been thinking about this a lot recently, where in the community in my school, we have a lot of men who, you know, and even myself, like we go a certain number of days and the urges that you experience on semen retention will just reach to too much. They're just too high, and then you relapse. And I'm like, okay, well, how about this strategy? How about I go to bed earlier? How about I do a little more running during the day? This, that, and the other. But that can be good, having strategies to help yourself stay on track. But really, at the end of the day, above any strategy, above any tactic, it simply comes down to, are you gonna do it or not? Because when push comes to shove and it's crunch time and there is pressure on you, you need to become unbreakable through that fire, no matter how hard it is. Without any strategy, you just need to sit in that fire and say, no, this is where I stand. This is the standard that I set for myself. The man that you are going to be for the world and for the collective, and the man you are in public, is a direct reflection of every single action and thought that you have in private. Even these videos, you can tell when my energy's off, when I've been, sleeping around with these fucking bitches. You can see it in my energy. I get kind of like manic and ungrounded, my eyes are twitchy, and it's not that I feel like crap, it's just that you feel a little bit ungrounded. You don't feel centered in your power. You don't feel fueled. Not by some sort of stimulant like Adderall or nicotine or caffeine, but you feel like you have a depth and a core energy about you, something that is unshakable. Beyond any sort of mental or physical fatigue, it is always there. That is your prana, that is your life force and your vitality. And that is not something that you get to waste without thought. It is something that you must cherish with your whole fucking life, because it is your life. One day you will run out of energy and you will leave this plane of existence. And if you want to have a good death and you want to decide where you go when you finally leave this world, that having a good death comes down to having a good life. And having a good life means that no matter what happened through thick and thin, you did your best. And that starts not by trying to control the things you know you can never have control over. It starts with the things you do have control over, which is the food you put in your mouth, which is the clean water you drink, which is the depth that you breathe through when you breathe deeply, the quality of your consciousness, the energy you retain, not releasing all the time. Simple, small things that, if done consistently, will compound into a life of magnificence. You will become a man of God. And even that statement should just put you in tears, bro, because you're not that, and I'm not that. But we simply have to keep trying. So it's time to cut them off, and it's time to get rid of that habit, and it's time to delete that app right now, Instagram. But jump in the Skool, and I'll see you in the next video, buddy. Peace.